we live in a time, 21st century, where information is everywhere. But not just information, the control and leadership and dictatorship of the people is out of this world. You see, we live in a world today where you are told what to think. You are told how to feel, what to do. Right? You're told what you should believe in. And if you were to just shoot back, say, a millennium ago, 1100, 1200 or whatever, okay, even though there were some strict, like during the medieval times where clearly there were some harsh punishments and whatnot, there wasn't no bombardment of advertisement. At the time, I feel like that's why many of the great philosophers and thinkers came out of those times, because even though there was cruel punishments and unreasonable laws in that time, at the end of the day, there was no bombardment of advertisement. There was no just bombardment of opinions. People could actually, even though information was heavily guarded, people had the time to themselves, didn't have the manipulation around them to control or influence them. And we live in a time now where, from your iPod to your iPhone and everything else that begins with an I, to including the internet, right? Commercials, TV, just everything. The radio, every single thing, to people's attitudes and influences. Like, we live in a time where you don't even need to listen to the radio or any of that media, because there are people walking around that are like, they're like the walking TV, the walking radio, the walking Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. These people have embedded, internalized what this controlling society has delivered to us. And so now it's up to us to maintain our sovereignty, maintain our independence in thinking and emotion and logic and rationalization and our desires. You see, commercials today will tell you what you want. It will tell you how you feel if you do something. They will tell you. There's nothing much worse than that. We need to be in a time where really it's up to us, the people, you and I and everyone else around us, to finally take in all this knowledge that's available to us from the internet and from these books and start to make a change. And not that we need to go back a millennium ago, but maybe we need to think about our interdependence. Maybe we need to think about how one person can change the world, and if only we evaluate it, and if only we actually develop ourselves. People today are not developed. Like, if you go into a crowd or God forbid, a concert or a sports game or anything like that, it's a bunch of brutes running around. It's a bunch of mindless, I hate to say it, animals that are clearly and simply being told what to do and how to act. So my advice and my value that I just want to add or tell you guys is that start thinking and feeling for yourself. Start building your own thoughts, your own ideologies, your own ideas, and start writing them down. Start creating them. And even if you don't deliver them to someone or tell someone or speak to someone, have them written down in a journal or a pad somewhere, so that, God forbid, if something happens to you, someone will be able to read it and then pass on your ideology. Of course, if they're influenced or not, if your writing is influential. So any thoughts you have, just like just like plenty of the great influencers and leaders today say, make sure you write your thoughts down. That is our second procedure in finding culture that matters within your company. Transcribe it, have it written down. The Bible would have been nothing if it wasn't on paper.